Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I'm
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone.
Do they look like they're in love? Fuck no. And this guy's terrorizing her just like Mr. Perry terrorizes me. But he does, it's worse for me because he's put cameras in my house, hacked me. He uses technology. A lot of stalkers do these days. The National Resource Stalking Center tells us. There's videos about it. I've shown them. Listen, I don't like you. You need to understand words. Leave me alone. When you don't leave me alone, you get told on. You got caught again today. There's like 3 or 4 things, Mr. Perry. So I'll do the disclaimer. This is Cynthia Ortiz. It is February 27th, 2022. And these are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast. Use allegedly. Nobody's been convicted in a court of law just yet. Apply the but-for standard. But for Mr. Perry's harassment and stalking and that crap. He just does it in weirder ways, much weirder ways. He does stuff no normal person could even think of if they tried. Twisted sick shit to me. But for that, and we wouldn't do these. This is to document what he's trying to do. Reasonable person standard. And we assert all constitutional rights. That would be all of them. But for sure, the First Amendment. We have the right to talk about it just like she does, Mr. Perry. You don't have the right to a cover-up. You can't use the criminal justice system to get elected. And that was discussed by someone else today. He's trying to use the criminal justice system to get elected. Because this chick hasn't done a fucking thing wrong. He's bothering her. She's talking about he don't like that. More than ever in your life, you're getting told on, sir. There's no date. You can't figure out how to get women to like you. You're like this guy. Leave me the hell alone. Leave me the hell alone. Leave me the fuck alone. When you come into my home and you make me feel raped and you try to cause me to lose my home and my car and all this other stuff, I'm going to say something about it. And if you don't like that, then stop doing it. He's always, is your family telling on? The guy talked about that too. Oh, Mr. Perry. He's calling her family up and telling them, do this to her, say that, we're going to do this to her. And then he's worried they're leaking. But he keeps calling them. He keeps calling her family. Who the hell does that? And apply the reasonable person standard. What would any reasonable person do in my situation? You know, I did move twice, Mr. Perry. In 2013, November, I moved from Lubbock to Dallas area. And you made it worse. You butt in. You bothered. You harassed. You stalked. Fabian said, I think you deserve to have a better life than to have to deal with this guy harassing you. I agree. I agree, Mr. Perry. A lot of people don't like what you're doing to me. It's not that hard to get information. It's not that hard at all. Stalking is a felony crime. Voyeurism is a crime. Hacking is a crime. And in 12 years, you've never gotten a date. You get told on. So, I mean, do you like those results? Are you getting what you want? Told on, not a date. So, also, we assert all constitutional rights. First Amendment, 14th Amendment, to protection under the law. You're a gender discriminatory, whatever. You got misogyny problems. You got mommy issues. You like beating down women. Make you feel tough. To beat down women and children. Ruin their lives. So he's typing in my phone today. Why? Because everybody's sick of the suffering you're causing, sir. And the stress. We need you to move. We need you to go. Listen, I moved twice to get away from you. You came up here. You're picking a feud. You're picking a fight. You're committing a crime against me and you're getting told on. I'm sorry, you don't like that. Everybody's tired of you. Oil viscosity today. We got you on. I heard the whole conversation. Trying to fuck up my car. And so there was that. And then they had a little meeting. And the guy goes, I think that, Charles has been long trying to get her back in jail. He's wanting to get her a roommate that she would open up and talk to about who these guys are. Watch everything she does. We're trying to cut off her. She got this Fabian puzzle from the commissary. Got to cut that off. Can't do that. And the guy goes, well, she won't eat the food. Well, we'll try to get her on a gluten-free diet. Maybe she'll eat it then. Then there's the bartering system in jail. So she could there could be information passed that way. You could have some correction officers working for these guys, getting her stuff. We don't know. They know somehow that Mike was talked to and asked who they are. He said he didn't know. They've tossed his cell. Can't find anything. A lot of different ways to get information to people for their protection, Mr. Perry. For their protection. The guy went over the whole case and said it doesn't look like Mike Neely did this. It just doesn't look like it. These guys are dangerous. And he goes, well, they've called and called and called her, trying to get her to pick up the phone and talk to him. She won't answer. He said, if you had dangerous people like this after you, would you answer your phone? He said, no. Then don't expect her to answer hers. Look what she's up against. These people are dangerous. She's not going to answer her phone. She's got a stalker. Women who have stalkers don't answer the phone. Until you're gone, you're in jail, then I can answer my phone again. We have 75 recordings of y'all talking about trying to get my ringtone. So all of that was discussed today. The other thing discussed today was he messed her up on her appeal. And apparently there's a prosecutor involved that told her specifically, mail it, don't walk it in. He wanted to make sure it didn't get there in time. She mailed it in plenty of time. So now, because he likes obstructing justice, they got a postal investigator from somewhere else investigating it. If they knew if she filed the complaint, they'd obstruct it. So now they got one of these guys, and they need to know the prosecutor took it in. He's babysitting it, so they can't obstruct justice on that. Because you don't mess with the mail, and you don't mess with the mail intending to impede a court process. And because you keep pissing everybody off with your hardship and your suffering and your loss and your drama, and you need to cover up and you need to lie, we get that, oil viscosity. He wanted her back in jail, cut off all her, don't let her talk to her family, don't let her talk to anybody so we can find out who these guys are. Isolate her. Don't let her order from the commissary. What's she going to eat? She won't eat the food. Makes her sick. Well, tell her to get a gluten-free diet. Heard the whole thing, Perry. The more you mess with me, the more we get. The more you cause a problem for me, the more we get. The more you take, the more you rob, the more you rape me, the more we get. The guy also discussed how you'd like to take my house away all the time. He goes, he's taken her house away about 5 times now. Gotten her kicked out. On February 12th, my guys recorded you talking to my landlord. We want her kicked out. He's typing in my phone, you need to move, you need to go. I moved twice to get away from you. All you had to do is leave me the fuck alone. That's it. All you had to do is leave me alone. You chose to pick a fight, you're getting told on. You chose to pick the fight, you're getting told on. You choose to pick the fight, you choose to commit the crime, you peed in your bed, lay in it. It's hard to know that you're a grown man, the way that you act. It's disgusting. You pick a fight with me, you get told on. You cause a problem for me, you get caught. And it has been that way, sir, every day for years. And you go right back at it. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you. Same as her.
Oh, please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice.
You're pathetic like this man. These two people are not in love. He's terrorizing her, and that's it. And she's had to repeat herself. Let me tell you something. Everybody's getting sick and tired of us having to repeat ourselves. You just got caught talking to a family member of mine about my car. Didn't you? And you did it anyway. Oil viscosity. You get caught every time, and you do it anyway. And we're like, oh my gosh, it's so easy, it's not even fair. Just got caught. So the guy who did, Mr. Perry, in this conversation, I'm not going to tell you who it was, pointed out the problems with Mike's case, pointed out the problems with why I keep losing my home. That's a problem for you. Pointed out the problems with the mail. He's obstructed justice so many times. They went to somebody where they can't find out who's looking into the mail. If she files the complaint, they're going to have to, they'll obstruct justice. They'll butt in. But if, so they had somebody else do it so nobody knows who's looking into it. And they're not going to talk about it either. Call everybody you want to call. You're not going to get anything. So they made sure he's not going to obstruct justice on this one. And this happens every day. Every day. Big problems. They said they were calling her. She won't answer the phone. Well, but these are dangerous men. You had dangerous men after you. Would you answer the phone? No. Okay, well, she's not going to either. All you had to do is leave me alone. That's it. We all do it. We don't go around bothering everybody else. And when you get caught and you do it anyway, you asked for it. He's calling her family and telling them all this crap he's going to do to her. And then he wonders why he might have leaks. Wow. I don't even have words for that. Kind of stupid.
Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
So the landlord, on the 12th, you were recorded talking to him, and he asked you, how many people, he goes, we just had her sign a lease. You said this was going to be fine. And now you're messing it up. You're messing up her contract. You're messing up her contract. And he goes, how many people have you gotten kicked out of their house, sir? Didn't he? He questioned what you were asking him to do. But he started doing some stuff to try to make that happen. And I want to know to him, why'd you let him put cameras in my house? Why are you talking to a stalker? Why are you giving out my private information? Privacy laws. I assert my constitutional right to protection under the law, 14th Amendment, to protection of my privacy, finances. My financial matters are to be kept private. You're not to take the call of a stalker. And if he says kick her out, kick her out. Put a camera in the house. Okay, sure, come right in. Give us a key. Nope. Why'd you do all that? That's a problem. That's a big problem. You violated my rights all over the place in what you did. So, my guys are looking into that. Clearly, if they heard what you said, they're looking into that, don't you think? So, this other conversation, the guy goes, Charles has had her kicked out of her home like 5 times now. Then he can't figure out why she didn't want to date with him. You don't go on a date that gets you kicked out of your house and tries to put you in jail all the time. It is something every week. Different. They go at it a different angle. They'll try to get, frame me for this, frame me for that, or get me to do this, or get me to do that. And then it doesn't work out. And then they just try a different angle. Harassment email. Mr. Perry wanted to send me home. Harass the hell out of me, doing stuff like getting in my mail. Impeding court processes where I'm trying to get a protective order against him. Calling the judge, trying to take my car, calling people I know, get oil velocity was today. You guys got caught on that today. I sent it back, by the way. I sent it back. Stay out of my business. You don't get a date, you get told on and told on and told on. McNamara email, you're just still trying to do it. Just going at it a different angle. Aren't you? Tried to frame me for some crime this chick did that's fatter than me, but looks similar. Darker skin, different color hair. Let's find out what kind of hair color Cindy uses and have her dye her hair. Get Cindy into the tanning salon. To put her on a diet too. I'm repeating myself. You get caught and you do it anyway. It's unbelievable. I don't even know. You're this guy, wacky. Wacky like him. Where's your wife, Jacqueline, when you're bothering me and betraying her?
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, do you? Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
So we got a lot of coaxing. Here's this one. Got to put her in jail and cut her off from everybody so we can see who's helping her. Maybe we can get her a cellmate who she'll open up to. She wants to order food from the commissary. Don't let her. And the guy goes, she won't eat. She won't eat that food. That whole time she was in jail, she wouldn't eat it. I'll tell her to get gluten-free. But there's still about 6 ways they could get to her. They're talking to Mike. She found out what happened with what they said to Mike. asking who are these guys, and he's like, I don't know, and I don't know what you want from me. Like, I can't give you information I don't have. Got that one too, Mr. Perry. Every time you contact me, every time you cause a hardship or a loss for me, every time you invade my privacy, my guys get pissed off. Boy, they get mad. Every time you try to put me back in jail so you can use the criminal justice system to win an election, boy, how do they get pissed. And then we get more and more and more and more. Every day Mike's in jail, boy, they get pissed. He's a cop. We get more and more and more, and you never get the date. You get told on. He's typing in my phone. I want you to move. I didn't ask you, did I? I did not ask you, did I? What her thing just said is, did you hear him just say, I don't care what you want? But that's the thing. You got antisocial disorder? Are you a psychopath? You don't give a, we don't give a shit about everybody else's rights and wishes. Even when you get caught to your own detriment, you still try to do it anyway, and then you get caught. We don't even know what to say to that. Even to your own detriment. 75 fucking emails about a ringtone. We gotta get a ringtone. Cell tower pings. Right? For what? Because you got told on and you didn't like that? I don't even know what to say. Charles, no one asked you what you think. Listen, Charles, no one cares what you think. No one cares. You weren't asked. You're told on. Because you're breaking the law. You're causing stress and hardship. Everybody's sick and tired of you. All of you. All of you. You got caught on the car, and then you did the oil velocity thing today. After you already got caught on the car, you did it anyway. You're shitting us with this, right? You're shitting us with this. So, I mean, what are we supposed to, gal, what are you supposed to think of y'all? When you cause a problem for me, they cause 20 for you. It's just been that way since the McNamara email. Right? This is the McNamara email right here. You're still trying to do the same thing. False arrest so I can coerce a lie. False arrest so I'll make her think she has no choice but to lie for me. We just need her to apologize. For what? Not liking a weirdo? That's not illegal. That's not immoral. What's immoral and illegal is stalking a woman that doesn't like you. Harassing. Tampering with mail. Tampering with witnesses. Tampering with evidence. That's immoral and illegal. Voyeurism. Hacking. Stalking. Crimes. Mr. Perry. Look at that. On January 4th, 2016. A false arrest and killing me is not going to vindicate him from stalking. It's going to prove he is. It's going to prove he is stalking. He's doing exactly what I say. Oil velocity. Viscosity. What does that say in 2014? I don't want a scandal. I want for the guy to leave me alone. And you chose to come up in Oklahoma, in a state where you don't live. You don't own a business here. You don't have any business being in Oklahoma. And you cannot stay off the fucking phone. Trying to get information about me, cause a problem for me, cause a hardship for me, and it's pissed everybody off. And so we get things like oil viscosity. He wants her back in jail, cut off from everybody. There's still about 6 ways they can get to her. Duly noted for the record, Mr. Perry, that's your plan. It's just this, same thing as this right here, that was dated in 2015. You're caught, and you'll try to do it anyway. You always do. And then you wonder why, I thought nobody would suspect a thing. Okay. You think a lot of things. We don't even know what to say. This has been going on for years. Philip probably has 20,000 emails about you trying to arrange a false arrest again. Drug trafficking. You tried to get, you brought in a drug dealer. Calls me. He's got all these girls around him that buy drugs on a regular basis. He calls me over. I never buy drugs. Everyone knows I don't do drugs. Of any kind. Never even smoke pot. There's a reason for that, Mr. Perry. Calls me over. Can you go ask that guy over there if he wants my drugs? I'm like, I can't even believe you just asked me that. I don't know. And I can't believe you just asked me that. Had I been like, oh sure, okay, I'm stupid, and gone to ask him, the guy was a cop. Drug trafficker right there. They tried that. And they got caught. You don't get a date, sir. You get caught. You get told on. That's it. Are you getting what you want, doing what you're doing? You pester, you bother, you harass, you menace, you torture, you torment, you starve. You get told on. You're typing in my phone, we want you to move. Didn't ask you what you want, did we? You interfered with a contract, it's just another charge. Harassment of my witness. The act is interfering with contracts and commerce. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. You are the gift that keeps on giving. 33,000 emails representing 33,000 recordings of you trying to do a criminal act against me. Do you understand English? I don't think you do. Cause and effect. When you do something like that to me, you get told on. You don't get that. You can't figure out how to get women to like you, can you? It's pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. So, this is every day. There's the harassment email. Dated 4/11/2018. There's 2 more. Dated in 2017. And Justice Scalia died in West Texas when you were planning this. We were all in West Texas. Commander William O. Ritchie questioned the way his death was handled. Had it been handled in D.C., there would have been protocol followed, and it was not followed in West Texas. And he's a First Amendment guy. What in the world did they do to him? Switch out his pills? That's Perry's M.O. He likes poisoning. Charles, when you contact me at all, when you invade my privacy at all, when you cause any hardship or loss for me at all, you get told on, sir. You don't get a date. Is that what you want out of this? It's what we wanted. We wanted to build a criminal case against you, sir. It's going very well. You're the gift that keeps on giving. It is so easy, it's not even fair. I don't even know what to say. Oil viscosity today. Got caught. Take that back, thank you. Take that back to the store, thank you. Yep. This one's dated November 2017, December 2017, and again April 2018. And then you did it twice in civil court. Twice. So you can't say you didn't plan it. We're going to send her home, harass the hell out of her, and when she complains about it, we'll say she's harassing us. And you did it twice in civil court, and Justice Scalia did die right when you were planning that. We were all over in West Texas. You're trying to prove us out. It's so easy, it's not even fair, Mr. Perry. It's so easy, it's not even fair. We don't even know what to say to this. This right here, with the coaxing. I want you to move out. I want you to go. Yeah, I'll get right on that. You hold your breath. Hold your breath, Mr. Perry. We'll get right on it. Look at this. I guess I'll finally hear what you have to say. I've asked you before. How do you know Mike had to be coaxed or begged to go to Pensacola? Because this was a premeditated murder. You did it. Not Mike Neely. You did it. This right here is evidence that you did it. How did I know he had to be begged to go to Pensacola? Wow. Well, you planned something, and you had to get him there so that you could do it. And everybody that listens to this, that's involved, watch the coaxing. Go, oh my gosh. Go drive. He'll tell me on certain nights, go work, go drive. Why? What are you going to do to me when I go work? I do food delivery. You couldn't know when I'm working unless you got cameras in my house and you're hacking me. Food delivery's all on an app. Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash all have apps. How do you know which company I'm working for? I signed up for all 3. How would you know which ones I'm working for, Mr. Perry? Which part of town am I working in, Mr. Perry? You coaxing me? We need to dry up all her money so she goes back out to that club and gets on that pole so we can get to her and do something to her. You found some chick that looks like me, heavier, darker brown hair, tan. We need her shoe print. Richard went out to my club, I guess. Can you guys let us in? We need Cindy's shoe print. She's not here tonight. Well, call us when she comes back in. You knew I wasn't there that night. You knew I wasn't there. You hacked my phone. You know exactly where I am. The guy goes, can't you get that from our house? This is a place of business. No, we need to do it here, like when she's in the VIP. We don't have a court order for that. It's not abandoned property when you leave your clothes in the dressing room, is it? So you still have to have a court order. But they didn't like it. They didn't like you out there asking them that. Coax me back out there so you can get my shoe print for this crime that this chick did. Did you put her on a diet? On the day of the crime, her hair is darker brown than mine. Her skin complexion's darker than mine, and she's heavier than me. The guy said, and I'm quoting your witness, quite a bit heavier than Cynthia. That was recorded. 33,000 emails representing 33,000 recordings that you know of. That you know of. Make sure you mail the DOR and the amended petition to Tulsa County. Mail it. It's going to cost you a little more. It cost me double. I want it mailed. And if you get nothing else done, they are going to... I've sit here and listened all day to these men. We recorded them all day long talking about how can we impede her appeal. They're going to get the mail. So mail it. Then you did. Now we got a postal inspection, whatever, that he took it to. You don't take it in, they'll obstruct justice. They always do. I'm going to take it in. I'm going to babysit it. And Mr. Perry can't obstruct justice that way. Mr. Perry, put your fucking doll down. Take your skirt off and go do man things. Go act like a man. You embarrass the hell out of me with your little girl act. Your little drama queen thing that you do. Everybody owes you something. You're entitled. He's asking me why. Why? You're trying to get me kicked out of my home. You're trying to take my car. You rape me in my house every day. I've told you to get your cameras out of my house. You take all my money. I'm starved to death half the time. You're trying to put me in jail all the time. You're trying to kill me. So, yeah, that's not my idea of Prince Charming. Didn't say when I was a little kid, Mom, when I grow up, I want to meet some freaky Jason who always tries to kill me and takes everything I have and ruins people's lives and gets people killed or kills them himself. A little voyeur, a little peeping Tom. Can't get a date. That's, no girl says that, man. No girl says that. That's a turnoff. You're a turnoff. Can't figure out how to get women to like you. It's not doing that. One of the girls I'm dancing with, I've said this before too, this is repeat. One girl I'm dancing with at Lady Godiva's, when I go in, she pulls me in the bathroom. Those guys from Texas were just here, told us that we need you guys to help us get Cynthia and Fabian not to like each other. She goes, how is that my responsibility? If he wants her to like him, he needs to be likable. This ain't it. She goes, what happened to dinner and a movie? He told us if you wouldn't change your mind, he was going to put you back in jail until you did. So that was way back, 2016. She wanted to know what's going on. I said, I can't tell you that, but I'm going to have somebody get in touch with you. So on that one of the nights I wasn't there, my guy goes in. He said, we went in on nights you were there and nights you weren't. Vastly different place. Vastly different club. On nights that you're not there. We heard you rented out the whole place so that you could monitor who I talked to and how much money I made. Yep, grand larceny with intent to coerce. You like coercing people, don't you? You like harassing. You like making trouble, don't you? You're a troublemaker, aren't you? See, everybody else has a normal life. They're busy. They don't have time to sit around and cause problems for other people. So why do you? There's no dignity and respect in that. That's psycho. You're a psycho. Normal people don't like to watch suffering. And so everyone's sick of it, Mr. Perry. And the more you cause suffering, the more you get told on. Oil viscosity. Put her back in jail and cut her off from her family. Cut her off from the commissary. Because you are worried about the Fabian puzzle. Look at this. Who are his other... You want to know who else was talking? Who else are the victims of the senator? This is Charles I'm talking to here. He spoofed a Facebook account. He sent my subpoena. I know you're a subpoenaed witness. I'm going to tamper with you anyway. Immoral. Immoral and illegal, Mr. Perry. You're something. This was lucky, I think. I'm not told who I'm listening to. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Sometimes it's to protect the person talking. Sometimes that's what that's for. This is more about the harassment. They called us up. Matt Powell wouldn't get off the fucking phone. Called me constantly, Charles and Matt and Josh. Wanted to get her on harassment. I got real crimes to do. They had us investigating this, and then he did. Lucky went over. The reason I think this is lucky is because he went over and asked the owner of the hotel where I was staying. I tried hotels for a little while. Let me just jump around a hotel to hotel. Maybe he won't find me. And so he did find me every fucking time. He says, but you know, he's GPS my phone. He's a hacker. Cloned my phone. I hear it's actually cloned. That's worse. He can do anything from my phone I can do. And, by the way, jam up a food delivery app when I'm trying to work and make money to mail service of documents. Wouldn't work right. When I first started doing that, I was making about $20 an hour. That has since dropped to about $7. He's jammed it up so bad. My guys are watching all of that because they want to build a case against you, Mr. Perry. Harassment of my witness. The act is grand larceny with intent to coerce. He's taking your money. I'm pissed about it. I want to put that guy in jail so he can't do that to you anymore. You get caught. Oil viscosity. You got caught today. He wants her back in jail to cut her off from everybody so these guys can't help her. They can't make her suffer. They can't cause any more, and they can't keep Charles from making her suffer. They can't keep Charles from causing hardships. If I'm in jail, that's a hardship, and they don't like that. I didn't do anything wrong. You are. I'm the victim of your crime. And then it's a different conversation. The man said he's trying to use the criminal justice system to win an election. I think this man is very psychotic. And they were complaining she won't take phone calls. Well, she's got dangerous men after her. If you had dangerous men after you, would you take the phone calls? Well, no. Okay, don't expect her to. She's not gonna. It's wise that she doesn't. On the day of the crime, this chick had dark brown hair, darker complexion, and heavier than me. We've heard 2 or 3 people told you that. She's quite a bit heavier than Cindy. It's not her. But you tried to get me to get the name of the dye I use so you can tell the girl to dye her hair, try to get me to tan. But you have to have money to tan. I had to have money to go out to Manford on the 18th. We worked for weeks on that fall. They were going to do the false arrest out there. That's what he said. I mean, the owner of the hotel comes up to me and he goes, Lucky was over here asking if you are a prostitute. And I said, we have never seen men coming in and out of her room, ever. So, no. And I said, they've got these guys pulling up here that Laura has called him about, taking pictures of me, looking for a problem. If there were men coming out of my room, they'd have pictures of it. So, yeah. He goes, yeah, Lucky acted kind of irritated about it, that he was asked to look into that. He's wanting us to look into some kind of this and that and this, and there's nothing ever there. I have real crimes to solve. I don't have time for this. They called us constantly. You know how many times she called us? Never. I called that one time after there was already 20 things happened to my car vandalism-wise. You know, Jody Arias slashed the tires of Travis Alexander, and the next escalation was murder in the first degree, and the same thing happened here. It was a vandalism complaint. 6 days later, Chief Miller is dead. Will he say this to you? Quit calling me. Quit calling me. Y'all go get a life. She's minding her own business over here. She's not bothering anybody. Get a life. Chief Miller came to my club and asked me about a forged marriage license. I said, I didn't sign that. Why would I sign something like that? He said, I didn't think so. I didn't think it looked like your signature. It's a forgery, isn't it? I said, yeah. There's no damn way. Pinto, same thing. Your husband sent me. Nope. I don't have a husband. I think you got me mixed up with somebody else. What's the girl look like that you're looking for? It's you. No, it's not me. I'm not married. That's the senator. Oh, for God's sake. I flip on my recorder. We get a whole conversation of solicitation and prostitution. So Mr. Perry's alleging I'm a prostitute, and yet he's the one. He always does that. What he does, he accuses everybody else of doing. Oil viscosity, Mr. Perry. Got you today on that. This guy came where I live, where I work. This is him, look. I cannot get into any trouble. He's asked me 3 times if I had a wire on. That's a telltale David Robertson thing right there. Stop. When you start saying things they don't like, stop. They'll interrupt you. It's very rude. There it is. There's the solicitation right there. This has been up forever. No court has heard it. They keep me out of court. I'm up against 5 attorneys, seasoned. I have not been to law school, and they will not let me in court, and that's why. They don't want the judges hearing this right here. This is evidence of jurisdiction. Mr. Perry, Oklahoma has jurisdiction because of this right here. Mickey James, Terry Wagner, Dave Robertson, obstruction of justice, destruction of evidence, perjury. I filed a complaint with Tulsa police to get a protective order for stalking. You have to. It's the law in Oklahoma. He has me arrested or charged in Lubbock on January 29th. I filed it on the 21st, just a week later. Filing false police report in retaliation for a public servant doing his job as a senator. What part of this is, we think you're a little bit mentally, our shrink says mentally retarded. And you're not understanding what your legislative duties are. What should have happened is Jim Hansen, the judge that signed off on that, on that protective order, should have said, first of all, I need to see an investigation and a determination by police that this was an actual false report. He did not do that. I was being poisoned. I didn't get a blood test. There was a video named in the night of the report. I didn't get to go over that with a detective. It's gone. Both are gone. Destruction of my evidence. Whoever at TPD gave my report right over to the offender, I don't even have words for you. You put my life in danger, sir or ma'am. And Lucky Miller's, by the way. And Mike Neely's. Had you done your job right the first time, those 2 would probably be alive right now. You're causing people to die. Negligence. Or you were being complicit. Which one is it? You were being complicit or were you negligent? Which one is it? So Jim Hansen, the judge that signed off on the arrest report, Mr. Perry didn't bother to tell him, by the way, she tried to get a protective order in May and it was denied because she forgot the police report. It is the law in Oklahoma. That's concealment of a material fact that could change the outcome of the deciding body. It's perjury. That's Title 18 of the United States Code, Section 1001. You violated that law. You're all about the racketeering, aren't you? And the fraud. And you're caught when you mess with me. You're not all there, are you? It's very frustrating to have to deal with somebody that doesn't get it. You're caught when you mess with me. When you touch a hot stove, you get burned. When you bother me, you get told on. Oil viscosity. Here, I don't want it. Take it back. Thanks. I sent it back to the store, sir. Coaxing. We got coaxing again. So, this guy, at the end of this conversation, he asked me, anybody can listen to it, anybody can read it. So, the other thing Judge Hansen should have said is, where's the evidence of a political vendetta? I need to see that there was an investigation and a police determination that this was indeed a false report, which he didn't do. And I need to see evidence of a political vendetta. Because I had already left the state. I wasn't a voter in Texas anymore. For about a year. I'd been gone a year. I left Lubbock in November 2013. The false arrest was January 29, 2016. All my communications were about stalking. All of them. Going back to 2011. Way before I could have anticipated what you were going to do. Go into court and lie. Judge Hansen should have demanded evidence that there was an investigation that would determine the report was false. And evidence of a political vendetta. And barring there was something like that, Don't fucking sign the arrest report. So I'm over in Lubbock, and then Tulsa police calls me and says, bring your evidence in. So he impeded the collection of evidence, the proper collection of my evidence. Mr. Powell didn't bother to preserve it. He had no intention of going to trial. That was just an act of intimidation and nothing more. They're trying to do it again. Send her home, harass the hell out of her. When she tells on us, we'll say she's harassing us. That's another fraud. That's another perjury, isn't it? It's another fraud. Charles, you need to shut up. I don't care what you think. I really don't. You weren't asked, were you? He likes to type in my computer when I do these. Like, he thinks it's a conversation. You're hacking me. Get the fuck out of my computer, Mr. Perry. I didn't ask you what you think, did I? I said don't contact me. And the more you do, the more you get told on. You're pissing everybody off. Don't contact me. I don't like it. Don't try to talk to me. I don't care what you think. Don't cause a problem. Don't peep. You don't have my consent to peep. You're breaking the law. You need to stop. You're being stopped every time you're told on. And I get it that you're very mentally slow and you don't get that. All of you are. Viscosity. Yep. You got viscosity problems with the oil. I sent it back to the store. Right here. Politically, you could ruin him. What do I say? I don't give a shit. I want him to leave me alone. I don't live there. He doesn't legislate in Oklahoma. I hadn't lived in Lubbock since 2013. I didn't do legislation in Texas. I did government reform federal. That's it. I had one after I've already started talking to my friends. Mr. Perry's stalking me. After that, like 2 years after that, I started working on legislation in New Mexico to prevent child abuse at teen rehab facilities that were faith-based. Because anybody can open up a church. Any pedophile can get out of jail, open up a church, have a bunch of kids come, rape the hell out of them, and kind of cut off communication with their parents. And nobody would know. Nobody's overseeing those. If they don't take government money, they don't get inspected. In fact, I called I was talking to the governor's office and the lieutenant governor's office. The lieutenant governor's office said on one of those, they are flying they know exactly where the line is to keep their census low so that they don't have any inspections. Otherwise, they would. They're flying right below the rate. We want to shut them down. They did one, or they were going to, I guess, and it was voluntarily shut down before it could get to a forced kind of deal. This deal right here is just an ongoing. This page right here goes over all the perjury, all the fraud, all the murder. Mr. Perry likes to put he put arsenic in my drinks. They put opioids in Mike's. Mike was given Narcan for drug overdose, not treated for being in a drunk brawl, knocked out in a fight. So, this is just insane. I mean, this goes through each thing, and it gives the evidence with each and everything. Anybody can look at it. Mr. Perry, you want me put back in jail? Mr. Perry, I asked you to shut up. The guy never shuts up. Never shuts up. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you, sir. Listen to the words I'm saying. When you bother me, you get caught and told on. When you bother me, you get caught and told on. When you contact me, when you invade my privacy, when you take something or cause a problem or cause a hardship, you get told on and told on and told on. Oil viscosity. He wants her back in jail. What are you doing? Do you want to get told on? Do you like getting caught? 33,000 emails representing 33,000 recordings of you trying to plan a crime against me, trying to commit a crime against me. You like looking? That's not sexy. That's a turnoff. You're forcing yourself down on me like a rapist. That's not a date. That's crime. You're not all there, are you? How embarrassing. You embarrass the hell out of me. You're weirdo as it gets. Weirdo, Mr. Perry. You're all by yourself, too, aren't you? I mean, we just go through this whole thing. All the court cases you did something illegal in. We're going to use all of that in your criminal case, sir. What do you think we're going to do with these recordings? How did I know to send the oil back? How did I notice send the oil back? Ringtones. Get her shoe print. How did I know you're trying to frame me for something a larger girl did? My guy's like, we've recorded him several times talking to witnesses, and the witnesses all say the same thing. This isn't Cynthia. This woman's quite a bit heavier than her. It's just one more angle. It's just one more angle. You wanna... The guy said he's gotten her kicked out of her house 5 times. Looks like he's trying again. She's got some help. Who can do that? Who do you know? Do you know somebody that can do that? Mr. Perry, you don't get to know that. Those guys are fighting for my freedom, for protecting me from murder. You've tried to kill me. Using the justice system to win an election. You're a sex crime. You're a sex offender. You're a peeping Tom. You disgust me. You disgust me. You need to listen to what Dr. Weck said when he was talking about Jeff Epstein. And by the way, Lucky Miller and Mike Neely were talking about Jeff Epstein right before that murder because they had a case on their desk. They knew it. That's similar. He said, we believe Jeff was murdered because even in prison, even prisoners are repulsed by sex weirdos. His friends were pissed off when they found out he had cameras in his own home. How much more offensive and disgusting are you that you put them in women's homes and you proceed to get them fired and interfere with their income and take their money and get them kicked out of their home and then take their kids away from them? When you contact me, when you peep and hack, when you start violating my privacy rights and butting in like a little, you're pathetic. Get a life. Mr. Perry, get a life. You are a bizarre bore. Except that you're dangerous. And you keep getting caught when you mess with me. First time that's happened in your lives and you're not getting it. You act like you're not getting that. First time in your lives, your crime has been caught more than ever. And you just go right back at it. Poking, peeping, pink penny, pathetic Perry, your guy said. Causing problems for you. He was mad at you. Right? Didn't he say that? Your guy said that. Another guy said, when he pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've never seen before. And yet you go right back at it like a dog to his vomit. You don't like the way the vomit tastes, supposedly, but you go right back at it and eat it. We think you love the way the vomit tastes. We think you love getting caught. You don't do the same thing every day for this long if you don't like the results you're getting. You never get a date. There's nothing reciprocated. You make my skin crawl. But you get told on and told on and told on and told on and told on. He wants her back in jail. He wants to cut off her all communications with her family. No commissary, nothing. But there's still six ways or so that these guys could get information to her. But we duly know for the record you have a criminal and malicious intent to do something illegal, another fraud upon a court. You got 6 fraud cases right now. You need 7. Well, actually now it is 7 because of what you did with the mail. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? When you go at me, that's the results you get. Do you like those results, Mr. Perry? Nobody does the same thing every day for this long if you're not getting what you want. We are. It's like a gold mine for us. It's so easy, it's not even fair. You can't control yourself. You are pathetic. So, anybody can look that over. Now, I'm not going to go through this again because I've gone through it 100 zillion times. These are the albums on the Facebook page. There's a whole album about Charles trying to take my car. There is a whole album about the hacking, evidence of hacking. There's a whole album of what I told my friends back in 2011 that had nothing to do with legislative duties. These are not things you want to do that you need to do to pass a law in Texas. November 2013, I bailed. I left. You didn't legislate where I lived after that. You don't matter to me. I mean, golly. There's a testimony of stalking conduct. None of us. It's not pro-life. It's not pro-choice. It's not gun rights being discussed here. All of this is stalking. I may have to move. Yeah. See, that stuff Judge Hanson should have looked at before he signed off on the false arrest here, which is all here. Did you give me arsenic? And he actually says yes. Now, I understand Dave's been talked to, and he was asked about it, and he said, well, I said yes, but it wasn't to that. And the guy said, I don't believe you. You know why I don't believe you? Because there's these other texts here where you're telling her to let her life fade away. Let your life fade away, and you can't promise that the stalking will end without death and destruction. So why would you say that to her if you weren't intending for her to believe you were trying to kill her? Why would you say something like that? Those guys in Manfred said, you know how many times I've told a woman, let your life fade away. I can't promise the stalking will end without death and destruction. Never. It's weirdo. Yep. I don't want a scandal. I want for him to leave me the fuck alone. I didn't come up here to pick a fight. I came up here to get away from a fight. There wouldn't be no feud. There would be no further contact. That's it. It's over. And you brought it up here, and you did stuff like send Pinto in, and you did stuff like send Mr. Robertson in. I contacted the U.S. attorney in August 2015 after 2 policemen came to my work and said, you need to be careful. We got a call from that senator in Texas. He told us he wanted us to just find some way to arrest you. We said, no. That's not why we signed up to be police. Absolutely not going to do that for you. We don't put women who are victims of domestic violence in jail. We put the offender, the stalker, in jail. And he goes, but that doesn't mean he won't find some asshole that'll do it. So I wrote a letter to the U.S. attorney and Matt Powell. That's well before my false arrest. So, I mean, that's been out there. My shrink says it's a stalking escalation. She's in fear for her life and her family. Perry goes around, this other guy today, he calls all her family and tells them what he's going to do to her, and then can't figure out why he's got leaks. Then he goes right back at it, tells them again, then can't figure out why he's got leaks. Don't go to her family, genius. She said, leave her family alone. Leave my family alone. Leave my family alone. Now, what that was from, that was my shrink. First shrink I had they had my charges were dismissed in my favor, but I had to see a shrink until they were. The first provision here in the bond conditions is evidence of a cover-up negotiation, I think Lucky said. I've seen bond conditions. They didn't look like this. This doesn't look like a bond condition. This looks like a cover-up negotiation. Mr. Perry's never to contact Cynthia. Closest thing I've gotten to a protective order yet. They wanted me to lie. Can you please just lie? We need you to apologize. Lie. We're freaky Jason, creepy crawly weirdos. Can you just lie? Nope, I lost my house. He's trying to take it again, by the way, right now, as I said. That's been noted for the record, Mr. Perry. The conversation you had on the 12th, recorded. I quoted him, didn't I? So, you know what? You want to prove me out? Prove me out. That's, it's going to end up at the end of the day more your problem than mine. This is a quid pro quo, despite what Mr. Powell says. And what it said is, they wanted me to lie, and I was like, no, I'm not going to lie. I'll not say anything, but I have a demand. There's a caveat. Mr. Perry never, ever contacts me again. I never hear his name again, even. What'd he do? Let's send her home. They sat there and had a meeting. What we're going to do, actually, is use her as a harassment test case before the Supreme Court. Send her home and harass her. When she tells on us, we'll say she's harassing us. Justice Scalia was over here right during all this, and he died in West Texas. First Amendment guy. Burning of the flag is free speech, he said. I can imagine you might think that his his ruling on a court would not go your way. You like switching out pills, you switch out his pills. And then you have D.C. Homicide Commander William O. Ritchie question the process of which his death was handled post-mortem. Protocol wasn't followed. He wondered why that would be. Why is that? That's fishy. Those are his words. William O. Ritchie. So, so that was I filed a breach of contract on that bond condition. Oklahoma law says you can't hold someone to a contract when they're under duress. I haven't contacted Mr. Perry. That's what the dismissal said. I don't contact him. I can't stand him. I hate him. He makes all my skin crawl. He is not anybody he's beneath my dignity. He's a job. And when he messes with me, he gets told on. You'd think he'd put it all together. Nope. Very, very slow mentally. This says I didn't contact him. He contacted me non-stop. Threats and threats and threats. False arrest after false arrest after you need to plead guilty. Hold your breath. I'll do that. As soon as my feet hit Oklahoma dirt, he went right back at it. Just like the harassment email, Mr. Perry. You guys are... So I file a breach of contract. In Oklahoma, you can't be held to a contract if you're under duress when you sign it. And one of those specifically named things that would cause a person to be under duress is jail. So he wants to put me back in jail, so I'll lie. Again, we got duress. Under Oklahoma law, putting someone in jail is duress. The judge didn't even hear, had nothing. They dismissed it with a phone call. Mr. Powell called over and told him to dismiss it. They did. Judge Egan. On res judicata, which there's not res judicata if it hadn't been sued for. I'd never sued for breach of contract before. And you have to have a fair trial and a jury verdict, which there's not on anything. I'm not. They have all these secret ex parte hearings, and everybody's about had enough of that. If you can't, if you can't do it right, you didn't win. You just cheated. Now, I'm way outgunned on the lawyering. I mean, they're like, golly, she's got 5 attorneys against her. She has not been to law school. What are they afraid of? Yeah, something's wrong. That's what they don't want. You can't even see that. So there's the false arrest. Anybody can look at it. It was done on the 29th. Over a police report filed on the 21st. Judge Hanson should have asked for proof. I need proof that there was a police investigation, and I need proof that a final determination was made after that investigation. Evidence was properly collected to before I can sign off on false police report. Where's the evidence of a political vendetta? Didn't ask for any of that. There's no probable cause without that, though. Okay, see, so there's that. All these albums here, they go over all this stuff. Mr. Perry, you have got to shut up. We're not having a conversation here. Get out of my computer. We're not talking. I'm recording something. Something you're not supposed to know anything about, Peep and Tom. Mr. Perry, shut up. Peep and Tom, go work. Get off your fat lazy ass, quit perverting around, and go fucking work. Peeping is illegal. It's disgusting. You don't have my consent. You've been billed $1,000 a day for doing that. You're getting entertained against my will. It's disgusting. Plus $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. Against my will. You need to control yourself. Go be normal. When you contact me, you piss my guys off. And then we get more. I sent the oil back. You're slow, aren't you? And then after that, he wants her back in jail and cut off from the commissary because I got this. The first one. Fabian's name intersecting with the name Hope. He wants her back in jail and cut off from the commissary. Well, gosh, but she won't eat the food. It makes her sick. What are we going to do? Get her a gluten-free diet. Don't let her talk to her family. But there's still about 6 ways they could get to her. You don't know what else was in this book, do you? Yeah, you're caught again. When you contact me, I don't like it. I don't want to hear from you. You need to control yourself. You're pathetic. When you cause a hardship for me, when you cause a problem for me, when you cause loss for me, when you invade my privacy, you get told on and told on and told on. I want to know, when in your lives has your crime been caught this much? When? It is every damn day we get something. Like the 12th, you talking to my landlord. Shouldn't have been talking to you. And then my prosecutor tells me on the 11th, male the DOR and the, mail the DOR and the, petition, amended petition to Tulsa County Court. Mail it. Don't take it down there. Mail it. Mr. Perry, shut up! This isn't a conversation. A lot of times when I say shut up, he'll stop doing that. This isn't a conversation, sir. Get out of my house. Weirdo. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You stop trying to communicate with me. I hate it. And then it makes my guys really pissed off. Because you were told to stop. And then we get more. Is that what you want? Eat that vomit. So we got that one again, too, this afternoon. Because you can't stop with the peeping poking. Do you understand? I think you're just slow as it gets. I think you got the IQ of a rock. So anyone can come here and look at all the evidence that has built up and built up and built up and built up and built up. Mr. Perry, shut the hell up. Mr. Perry, please, shut up. You're like this guy. How many times have I repeated myself just during this one podcast? How many times, Mr. Perry, have you been caught in your crime? Before you met me, how many after? When you contact me, I don't like it. I think you need to shut up. No one asked you what you think, did they, Connie Curry? Yeah, you're something. You're a wannabe nothing. I'm sick of you. Everybody's tired of you. When you get caught and told on, sir, that is a direct result of your harassment, your invasion of my privacy, and you caused a hardship and a problem, and you're causing everybody stress, and we're all sick and tired of y'all. All of you. You need to understand the words said to you, please. You're slow. God, you're slow. You see that Exhibit F? There's the receipt. He wanted me to mail it. Prosecutor said mail it. I'm sitting here listening to them all day long talk about how to impede your appeal. So get the DRR and the amended petition and mail it. Don't take it down there. And I know it's going to cost you a little more, and it cost me double. This says it's supposed to be received by the 12th. Look at that. So my guy says they got the mail fucked up. So what we're going to do is I'll file a a request for an investigation with the post office. Don't you do it. Charles likes to obstruct justice. I'll do it. I'll sit on it. Babysit it. And they won't be able to get to it. Because they always try. They always obstruct justice. It's their habit. It's their pattern. And patterns show intent. You asked for it, you got it. Okay, look at the frustration other people have when they have to say the same thing again and again and again, and a guy doesn't listen. Instead, he starts making comments about things he wasn't asked about. No one asked you, Neil.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir.
What did she say? Leave me alone. What do most guys do when you say leave me alone? They leave you alone. So what's wrong with Neil here? That he's not responding appropriately to what was just said to him. He starts talking about her clothes. Guess what, Neil? No one asked you. You weren't asked. No one cares what you think. Mr. Perry, no one cares what you think. You were not asked. What were you asked to do, sir? Leave me the fuck alone. When you contact me, invade my privacy, cause a problem or hardship for me, everybody's sick and tired of the stress of that, the loss, the hardship, the sadness, the fear. Everybody's sick and tired of you. And so we get more and more and more and more. And the oil was sent back to the store. The oil was sent back to the store. And you were recorded again. If we put her back in jail, She can't eat the food. It makes her sick. So then what do? We cut off all her money. We cut off all of her connection to her family. They still have about 6 ways to get to her. And she can live on the gluten-free diet. There's a bartering system in jail. We don't want her to have anything good. Guess what Fabian said, Mr. Perry? Why is his name on that puzzle? It's not some random guy's name. It's Fabian's name on that puzzle I got in jail. Intersecting with the word hope. Blue and sadness on each side depicts the fear and the sadness you make everybody cause that we're all sick of, that leads us to get information that you just said very easily. Some crime you're planning next, we get it very easily. Mike was drugged. I knew that before it was on the docket. Hadn't been obtained in depots yet. We knew, because you're being investigated. That's murder in the first degree of a police officer, sir. Mike didn't have a mark on him. I've been over this, and over this, and over this, and over this, and over this. Justice Scalia dies of a heart attack, supposedly, in West Texas, while we're all there, and you're planning the harassment email thing. Commander O'Ritchie questioned what the hell happened. They didn't do the post-mortem investigation like we would have. Something's fishy. They're covering something up. I get arsenic poisoning. Mike gets opioid. That's your pattern. That's your habit. That, with a pattern and a habit, comes intent. First degree murder. You're a serial killer, aren't you? Did you do the same thing to Todd Reno? Cliff Burnett? What about Steve Jones? Was that really an accident? Yeah, you have some explaining to do, sir. You can't control yourself, can you? All you had to do is leave me the hell alone. Leave me the hell alone. Most guys do. Why can't you? So he's commenting on her clothes. No one asked you. You weren't asked. What were you asked to do? Leave me alone. And you failed to respond appropriately to the words said to you. So something's wrong with your mind. Because everybody else can do it. Why can't you? Everybody's sick and tired of the hardship, Mr. Perry. Most people feel exactly like this man here. The criminologist Lonnie Athens discussing in his video why they kill. Why they kill? Why the hell would anyone do that? Violent subjugation, he says. You're not giving me what I want, so I'm going to kill you. Violence. Very small portion of the population can't control themselves, and they become violent offenders, like you. You can't keep up with everybody else. It is pathetic.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
So my girl, one of the girls I danced with at Lady Godiva's comes in and pulls me in the bathroom. That senator was just here, wanting to know, wanting us to make you not like Fabian, not like him. And if you refused, he said, look for ways that we can put her back in jail until she changes her mind. Violent subjugation, intimidation, repeat of the first one. So she goes, what happened to dinner and a movie? And she goes, I'm gonna just say right here. I mean, I've dated. I'm young and all, and I didn't finish high school and all. But even I can see this is wrong, morally, legally wrong. It's not our responsibility to make you like him. And I don't want to frame you for anything. But I'm going to tell you something. They're scared to death of that Fabian guy. What the hell happened in Dallas? I want to know what's really going on. Because I don't think this has anything at all to do with getting a date. If you want a date with someone, you ask them on a date. And you go to dinner and a movie. You don't go into their workplace and have a meeting with all their coworkers and tell their coworkers, make her not like the person she likes and like me, and if she refuses, try to find some way that we can put her back in jail and subjugate her until she changes her mind and does what we say. What in the hell is that? What is this really about? It's not about a date. This is awful. This is terrorization. She didn't say terrorization. This is horrible. And I'm not going to participate in it. And I want to know what is going on. What is really going on? This is not about getting a date. She's 20 or something. She might even be younger than that. Didn't finish high school. Even she can see. Something was twisted up, sick about that. I said, I can't tell you, but I'll have somebody get in touch with you. So my guy goes in there, talks to her, and tells me she said pretty much the same thing to me that she said to you. She said they make the DJ play Hotel California for you, so you'll feel stuck and trapped. And she commented, well, she left. Looks to me like he's the one that's stuck in Hotel California. That is some kind of weirdo right there. She's not traipsing through here holding his hand. She left. He's stuck, not her. He's gotten himself involved in some weird shit. He's stuck in it, not her. 20, didn't finish high school. She can put that together in her head and you can't. Wow. The rest of the world feels like him. Normal people don't like what you're doing. It's not that hard to get information, Mr. Perry. More than ever in your lives. And you guys just go right back at it. Like a dog to his vomit. You complain about the way it tastes, but you go right back at it and eat it every day. You don't do the same thing every single day and get the same result for this long if you don't like what you're getting. And you don't get a date, you get told on. More than ever in your lives. When you contact me, when you invade my privacy, when you start making phone calls and butting into things and getting information that are supposed to be legally protected by privacy laws, banking, finance, contracts that you're interfering with. Harassment of my witness. The act is grand larceny with intent to coerce. They're taking her money, trying to force her to take a bribe and lie, and she won't do it. Harassment of my witness. Interference with commerce, interference with interstate commerce, interference with contracts. And you have been billed $1,000 a day for using my body to get entertained against my will. And because you're doing it against my will, on top of that is $2,000 a day. And that way, when my guy arrests you and you have to face criminal charges as a defense, you cannot assert that you had my consent and that I didn't expect to be paid. That's what he was worried about. I'm worried he's going to go into court and say, as a defense, she consented and she didn't expect payment. That's not true. You got a certified letter that says different. There's no marriage. You're a Looney Tune. You're a Looney Tune. I left. You're pathetic. And you don't get the... When you touch a hot stove, cause and effect. Cause is when you touch a hot stove, the effect is you get burned. When you bother me, you cause a problem for me, you contact me in any way, shape, or form at all, you invade my privacy, the effect of that is you get told on. More than ever in your life. We've been trying to call her. She won't answer the phone. Yeah, well, she's got dangerous men after her. If you had dangerous men after you, would you answer your phone? No. Well, then don't ask her to. Don't expect her to. It's not going to happen. Leave me the fuck alone. You need to respond appropriately to what's just said. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear from you. I don't like it that you're here. He types in my phone. I'm here. I see you. I'm here. I see you. I'm here. I'm here. Why won't you lie? Is it your family? Is it this guy? Is it that? Is it Al? Is it Z? Is it Kim? Who's telling on me? I'm like, oh my God. Shut the hell up and get out of my life. I don't want you here. I don't like it that you can see me. That's a crime. It's disgusting. You've been billed. You were billed extra for not getting consent. If you don't like If you think my family's leaking, how many times were you told over and over and over, do not contact my family? Now, if my family, we like getting information as to what you're trying to do to hurt me. So if my family were really leaks, would I tell you don't contact my family? Probably not. Probably not. You guys are something. I'm going to repeat myself again, Mr. Perry. I don't hang out with people that I have to say the same thing to them over and over, and they still look, I don't get, not getting it. Respond right to the words said to you, please. This is how everybody else sees you.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me.
Okay, now look at this. While they're planning the harassment, what is detailed in the harassment emails? Send her home, harass her, do things like intercept her mail, call the landlord, get her kicked out of her home. That's going to cause duress, is it not? It's witness tampering. Interfering with my contracts, my ability to keep my end up. Witness tampering. Interference with contracts. You do what you do, Mr. Perry. But I want to know, how many times before you attacked me did you get caught in your crime? You, David, Josh, Joe, Matt, all 5 of you, and Calvin, and your little weirdo Texas Billionaire Boys Club crew. How many times were you guys caught before you started messing with me? It's cause and effect. You're flying too close to the sun, Perry. Can't swim in the deep end, Perry. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear it. Didn't ask you, did I? You need to control yourself and go be normal, sir. When you contact me, I hate it. Ooh, it's just yuck. Yucko. Yuck. It makes everybody mad. Because you were told to leave me alone. Go be normal. This guy questioned Justice Scalia's death. He died in West Texas when they were planning all that. Right when they were planning it. Look at that. He's like, something was wrong. They didn't follow protocol. If he died in D.C., it would have been a whole different thing. What is going on? He goes through the whole thing. He's a murder cop commander of D.C., not Little Podunk, nothing, Texas. So, what'd you do to him? It's the same thing. Some kind of substance is put in their drinks or in something against their will without their knowledge, like the arsenic. Like Mike taking opioids. You guys, I don't, this is absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, I got dangerous men going at me who did something like this. Killed a Supreme Court judge, killed a cop, tried to kill me over and over, but I have help. You can't get to it. You make all the phone calls you want to make. Everybody has duly noted for the record all the little sick shit you do. You're caught when you mess with me. When you contact me, I hate it. When you peep on me, I hate it. It's rape. When you hack me, I hate it. Get out of my computer and my phone. When you take my money, I hate it. Pisses me off. I work hard for that. God provides, you take it. You give your daughter money and somebody takes it from her, what are you going to do? So how much more angry does God get, or other guys, men, who don't believe it's appropriate to pick on women and children to feel tough? They don't have mommy issues. You can't get to my guys, but they're pissed every time you do that shit. You've been told to stop it. It's immoral, it's illegal, and you're disgusting everybody. And you need to control yourself and leave me alone. Go be normal. If you have power, you can. Power guys can get a date. Why can't you? High school kids can get a date. Why can't you? They don't have to hold somebody at gunpoint. They don't have to get violent. So today we got that. The whole conversation about here's what we want to do, false arrest her again, and cut off all our communication with her family and everybody. But there's still about 6 ways they can get in the jail. Commissary, whatever. She won't eat the food. She'll have to order from the commissary. No, put her on a gluten-free diet. Duly noted for the record. You have that intent. It's criminal intent. It's mens rea. Malice and aforethought. Oil viscosity. I sent the oil back. Now, if you think my family is leaking, I wouldn't tell you if they were leaking. Don't contact my family. And I've told you not to contact my family over and over and over and over and over. If you're telling someone that you think is a leak, logic would tell you, stop telling them anything. You don't get to know that information, nor do I. It's very confidential because you kill people. You're dangerous. Nobody's going to give you that information. I don't even have it, and I'm not dangerous. Now, I've said that over and over and over and over. I'm not told who your leaks are. I don't even care. I'm glad to have that protection. That's all I know. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? You're provoking people that can stop you. Now, leave me the hell alone.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
And this is the other mail tampering the guy's looking into. Why did my mail get forwarded? I have 2 bank cards I didn't get. One was sent out 4 times. I got bills to pay. Wasn't even sealed. They recorded you guys talking about it. We told them maybe just don't seal it. Maybe it just falls out. It wasn't sealed at all. I have a protected address. This is from the Oklahoma Attorney General's office. We have address confidentiality in Oklahoma. Mr. Perry, I don't know how many different ways I need to say, shut up, this is not a conversation. Stop typing on my computer. Shut up. You're not supposed to even know what I'm doing right now, Peepin' Tom. So, this is a recording. It's not a conversation with Mr. Perry, and it's not live. He's delusional. You have delusional erotomania. It's squirting out your ears, hitting people in the eye, and it smells bad. Control yourself, sir. You don't get to forward my mail to your house. That's being looked into, too. I have a protected address because actress Rebecca Schaefer was murdered by her stalker. A lot of stalking victims are. That would be why LAPD set up a threat management unit. They know what they're doing. They don't want a dead body. So, what happens is a lot of states set up address confidentiality. Stalking victims can have their mail sent to the Attorney General's office and they forward it to us. Only my mail's getting forwarded from my property, where I live, to Mr. Perry. Who gave him that address? Landlord? If you're talking to the landlord, they give you my address? He let you put cameras in my house, didn't he? Who did that? I'm not saying he did or he didn't, but I'm asking the question. Did he? Who let you put cameras in my home against my will? It's rape. It is sick. Jeff Epstein's friends were pissed when they found out he had cameras on him in his house. How much worse is it when you put him in someone else's, you sick son of a bitch? That's not a date. It is a crime. It's sick. You're a peeping Tom. When you guys bother me, you get told on. It's a cycle every day since the McNamara email of 2015. And the McNamara email came from someone out of Lubbock. So disturbed by what Mr. Perry told everybody he was going to do to me that he turned you in. Not to LPD. LPD doesn't know what the hell they're doing. It took somebody coming in from out of town to put a stop to your crime, because since you couldn't attack me, all of a sudden your crime's getting uncovered. You had it hidden all your life. Not now. Not this time. You're provoking, Mr. Perry. You're provoking. So, duly noted for the record, all the stuff I just went over today. Criminal intent, mains ray, we got it. You're the gift that keeps on giving. It's so easy, it's not even fair. All you had to do is leave me the hell alone. You're keeping the feud going, not me. I moved twice to get away from you and your drama and your problems and your hardship and your suffering, and everybody's sick and tired of it. They don't want to deal with it anymore. No one does. You never get a date. You get told on, and that's all you get. You asked for it. We deliver it every time. I sent the oil back. So, there's that.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Stepdad's been raping you since